It is my honor and privilege to introduce to all of you today Audreyalice Collegiate from Indiana ESA. Audreyalice, can you tell us how you became connected with ESA?
Sure. I just graduated from Ball State University on May 5th, and I'm a new member of Eta Pi, the Fishers chapter in Indiana. It's the newest chapter here in Indiana. But I was in Ball State's chapter for 3 years, and I heard about it from a friend. I was at a football game, and I was new to Ball State. I was a transfer student, and she said, "Why don't you come to our info night?" And she extended that invitation to me, and I never looked back.
Good, good. While you were at Ball State and a member of the chapter there, how were you involved in the chapter activities?
My first year, I pledged, and we have a 6-week pledging process, and then I became an active member. And then after that, I was our pledge trainer my first year as an officer, which that officer is in charge of getting the new members accustomed to ESA, teaching them our rituals, and just generally educating them about ESA. And then my second year, I was our chapter president.
And did you serve in that 1 year or 2?
Yes, it was my third year. I was our chapter president for 1 year, my third year in ESA.
Great. So what actually drew you to decide after you were asked if you wanted to participate, you went to the informational meeting, what actually drew you into making that decision to join ESA?
Like I said, I was a transfer student and I didn't have that many friends on campus, and so originally ESA just started out as a way to make friends. The ladies that I met on that first night seemed a lot like me. They were very nice. They wanted to give back to the community and didn't know where else they would fit in on campus. And so ESA just started as a way to make friends, and there were over 100 girls that showed up for info night, and so we became a very large group of very dedicated friends and sisters very quickly.
Good, good. What are the 3 things that you enjoy most about being a member of ESA, and understanding that you've just transitioned from collegiate ESA into community at ESA, but what are those 3 things that you enjoy most about being a member of ESA?
First and foremost, it's of course giving back and doing community service. At the Ball State chapter, we would do a lot for the local animal shelter, and so even though that's not St. Jude or Easter seals, it's something that's very important and near and dear to us. And so just giving back to the community, whether it's on the St. Jude level or the local animal shelter, that's so important. The second thing I enjoyed, of course, was making friends, and that's been even more important after I've graduated. Just having people that I know I can count on, professional connections, social connections, ladies and gentlemen of all ages and backgrounds are now connected to me through ESA. And finally, gosh, I don't know, just having a good time. I just got back from our state convention, and it's amazing how people from all different walks of life can let their hair down and have a great time at an ESA function.
If there was anything, and there may not be, but if there was anything that you would want to see changed, what would it be and why?
Wow. I would like to see ESA grow. I would like to see it be more well known. Sometimes if you say ESA, people don't know what that is, whereas at least in our area, if you say Tri Kappa or Tri Delta, people have heard of those service organizations, those sororities, and I would like for ESA to have that big name brand.
Do you have any suggestions on how we might do that?
I think that social media and the internet has provided such a sense of connectedness around the world. You can talk to people in any continent, in any country, at any time of day with just a few clicks, and usually for free. And I think that that is just so meaningful to us as an organization because we can reach out and touch people, on all corners of the earth. I think that that is going to be our gateway to growth in the future.
Okay, great. What do you see as your gift, one that you've given or one that you've received or both, as a member of ESA that you think has already or could possibly make a difference in your world, wherever that might be?
I just got my mom to join ESA, and my mom and I are very, very close. She was my primary caregiver after my parents got divorced, and she is probably my best friend in the world. And so she heard me go on about ESA for 3 years when I was at Ball State, and she just joined the Eta Pi chapter with me, and that means so much to me, just to have her experience how much ESA can give back and how much ESA can do for you. And I think that will make a huge difference for our family and for future generations.
Brian Williams is the NBC News anchor, and there is a segment of one of his shows called Make a Difference. If you were to be interviewed by Brian Williams or a member of his staff during that Make a Difference segment on the news, what would you share with him about how ESA makes the difference?
I would probably focus on the St. Jude story and just how meaningful it is to tour the hospital and to see the ESA walls and to know that everyone there goes for free and that St. Jude is on the cutting edge of research to cure not only cancer but all sorts of illnesses that affect children all over the world, and that ESA has given over $150 million to that. It just is awesome, and it really makes a difference in people's lives. And when you meet adults who are at St. Jude as children and knowing that the fundraisers that I do, you know, have helped them have children of their own, that just makes a huge difference.
What is your vision for ESA? And as you think about that, would you also maybe think about, highlight what you think we need to do to accomplish that vision?
I would like to see myself and my peers, the girls that I graduated from Ball State with, and I know there are a lot of other collegiates across the country. I would like to see us continue as traditional members. So many times there's a disconnect there, and I don't want it to be collegiate chapters and traditional chapters. I want us to be able to form more of just an ESA family and have more collegiates attend international convention and just sort of grow that sense of connectedness.
Well, do you think that you are a charter member of Eta Pi? Why did you think it was important, as you were beginning that process to transition from being a collegiate member, knowing you were graduating, why did you think it was necessary for you to be a part of that chartering process versus saying, yes, as soon as I graduate, I'll come join your chapter? Do you think that made a difference in you being able to go directly from your collegiate membership into the community membership?
I think it did for me because it was a very unique opportunity to be a charter member. It's something that I'll always remember, and my name will always be on our charter. But it's bigger than that. An ESA chapter, it doesn't matter when it was formed or how big or how small it is or the age of the members that are in it. ESA goes deeper than that, and for me, I knew that I had to be a part of it. I can't imagine taking a month off, let alone a couple of years, and so I just knew that I had to get involved again, and so this chapter was that opportunity for me.
If we're able to show this video to other ESA members who may be in that transition stage, may have been there for a year or two, or maybe even longer, is there any one thing you would want to say to them to help them make that decision to come back to ESA? Is there something that has staying a member of ESA, not taking that break, staying connected? What have you benefited most from having done that?
For me, because I was unsure about where I was going to graduate school and now I'm unsure about a career path, ESA gives me that core sense of stability. It's something that I know will always be there, and even if I don't do well in graduate school, or even if I don't find a job right away, I know that I'll have my ESA family and something that I can look forward to do. And if I could tell another member who has recently graduated and isn't sure if they want to join a traditional chapter, I would tell them not to be afraid and just take the leap. And if you join a chapter where maybe you think that things are stale or that the members have been in for a long time and won't be open to your new ideas, I would say just make it your own. And you know, maybe there are members who want to change but are afraid, or maybe they want to use Twitter but they don't know how, and so maybe you can be that person who keeps that chapter going. And so just don't be afraid and try to make it your own.
To the community members that are in attendance at the workshop right now, is there something you would like them to know? Anything at all?
Collegiate members are not just like you, but not so different as you might think. I know that for me and a lot of the girls at the Ball State chapter, we love ESA the same way that you do, and the philanthropies are equally as important. And even though I seem young and crazy or have crazy harebrained schemes, it's still very, very important to us, and our core values are all the same.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you taking the time to do this.
No problem. Sorry I can't be there. I hope that everyone has a great week.